Hello, everybody. Andy Goldberg here. Welcome back to the Founders Chair podcast. I am very delighted to have on our show today Mark Lahure from the company Simblox. Mark, welcome to the Founders Chair.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation and glad to be here.
Well, I'm really excited to hear your story. Can you tell us, Mark, first, just a little bit about you personally, where you're from, where you live, what you get up to maybe when you're not at work, just so we get to know you, the person, before we start talking about the journey.
So I'm in Aberdeen. I was born in Aberdeen, but brought up about 40 miles away. So I haven't gone very far. Brought up out of town. So it was a kind of more, it's not quite farming, but a small croft. And I learned a lot about kind of making solutions. So you don't have a choice but to get on and figure out how to do things. And I'm pretty sure now that I look at it, that was a good standing for growing a business later on.
Okay.
Although that was never part of the plan, but we can come on to that. I came across the ZX Spectrum when I must have been 12 or 13, and that was me. I knew exactly what I wanted to do from there. Everything was simple. IT, well, computers, it wasn't specifically IT, but I knew I wanted to be a career in computing. So I came to Aberdeen, went to Aberdeen University, and I've been here ever since.
And tell us a little bit about your story of how the business came about and what what made you feel you had the confidence to run your own business?
I kind of fell into it as much as anything else. I don't know how many people actually have that. I had no plans
A
to
lot.
set a business up. But I mean, obviously, without blowing my own trumpet, I'm pretty good at what I do. So fixing computers, fixing problems, fixing solutions, I can do that. And I had a career, or I've still got a career in IT, and I kind of progressed through the ranks fairly quickly. But I started helping small businesses on the side. Just somebody needed a bit of help. It's like, oh, can you come and have a look at this?
Hmm.
So I went along, had a look, found out a bit about it, helped them out. And they went, oh, I've got a mate over here who's got another business. And it was kind of, I helped a couple of them. And one of them said, out of the blue, why don't you set a business up doing this? And it wasn't even on my radar. I hadn't even considered it. And I kind of went, oh, that's an option. Yeah, we could do that. That's fine. So I started exploring and off we went. So it wasn't planned as such. I just fell into it.
Yeah, that is pretty common, actually. So you're not alone there. What? Tell me a little bit about Symblox. What do you guys do now? Who do you do it for?
So I mean, from where I started, it was just me. So I'm the main techie, or was the main techie geek, if you like, doing everything. And I've learned all the lessons in between of how to try not to do everything. We're now a team of 14. We've been going for 20 years, just over, and looking to grow a lot more. We've got lots of potential, lots of things that we're building behind the scenes that's going to let us grow beyond Aberdeen. Currently, we're Aberdeen based solely, but we're looking to go beyond that.
Yeah.
And I'm gradually developing my skills away from being a techie to being a leader, looking after people and kind of getting people to kind of do what they need to do and get the best out of themselves. And that is a challenge all on its own. And it's something I didn't realize how much effort was needed towards that until the last couple of years, I guess. Up until then, it's like always been me showing people what to do, and they follow what I say. But there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, it's a skill on its own, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk that we'd have to actually learn how to lead people, right? Just
Yes, I know. I
can't you just
remember I remember saying to the team at one point, it's like, yeah, I've been making this up as I go along. Now I'm going to stop making it up and start learning. So that's when I started coaching or getting coached, sorry, reading books and all that kind of stuff.
so tell us a little bit about that. Like who do you have in your life that's pushing you and inspiring you to, that's helping you along this journey to make sure you're getting the results you want? Is it your coach? Is it a family member?
So obviously my wife puts up with a lot because as all of our founders are all people that are running a business, we spend far too much time working. I mean, for me, it's not, in fact, for most of us, it's not actually work. We enjoy what we're doing and we spend vast amounts of time doing it. So my wife definitely puts up with a lot from that perspective. But yeah, coaching, or my coach, should I say, has definitely brought a lot to the table in terms of my leadership skills, my management skills, because I'm a techie geek. I'm not great with people,
Yeah.
and I've had to learn that and how to build that. And 20 years on, I can't believe. I mean, I'll reread these books. I've made just about every mistake that you go through them. I've read them and went, "Oh yeah, that's why that happened. That's why this happened." And the progression to learn and to develop then the team is it's good fun. But going back to your question, who's inspired? So yes, coach is definitely inspired, but there's also been several business people that I've come across over the years. Business mentor initially taught me actually how the business works, how that goes,
Yeah.
and various other inspired from our customers. So how they built their businesses, I've learned from them.
So it wasn't that you needed to learn the technology. You did, but that was kind of your strength and what you enjoyed doing. But learning how to be a business owner,
Yes,
learning how to be a leader and an entrepreneur,
yes,
you didn't know anything.
yeah. So like I said, I fell into it, made it up as I went along. The techie bit's easy. Computers are easy.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff round about it that's not. And one
People.
thing, as a people, definitely, but as a business owner, all business owners know you have to make mistakes. You make mistakes left, right, and center. It's the ability to get yourself out of trouble that actually keeps you going. And you need to be able to embrace that and enjoy that, finding solutions for problems. But yeah, neither of us have got hair, so we've been through this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm relating 100%. Yeah. Was and I've had to learn a lot about people as well in
Yeah.
this business, and I think the rule is where there's people, there's problems.
Yes.
So when we've got team, there's problems. When we've got customers, there's problems, and that's what we need to learn is how do we manage those types of people problems,
Yep.
and at the same time be a great leader and grow a successful company.
Yes.
But it sounds like you've been doing that.
Trying, still trying, and continuing.
What would you say? Okay, this is a big question then, maybe a difficult one to answer. What would you say has been your biggest learning as a business owner over the years?
Biggest learning is I'm the problem, so I need to get out of my own way. I guess being a techie geek, I have I can come up with solutions, which is great, and I can solve problems, which is great. But when you're building a team and you're looking after the team, I need to shut my mouth and just go, no, let them do it. Let them encourage them to do it, but not give them the answers. And that's actually quite hard.
Yeah,
Uh, That's definitely the hardest one. Obviously, the financial side, you've got to keep on top of cash flow. Cash flow will come and get you if you don't watch it. But the rest of it, it's yes, there's a strategy. Yes, there's a business plan. It goes out the window as soon as you start on it. You need to keep building solutions, getting yourself out of trouble, and sorting mistakes.
yeah. But it's interesting what you're saying about trusting your team. You got to let go of stuff, right? And you
Yeah.
just let your team do it, and they may not do it the way you would do it.
Yep, absolutely. And that's probably the hardest bit because you can see it and you go, I know what you're doing. I know where you're going. It's the wrong way, but I need to leave you to it and leave you to get on with it.
Got to resist the temptation to just swoop in there, right?
Yes.
Um, what would you say has been your biggest challenge during the years, and how did you work through it, or did you get help to work through it?
So initially, I mean, I mentioned earlier on that I had a business mentor who actually taught me the business. So he said, "Well, this is what you're meant to be doing. I'm a techie geek. I was fixing the techie bits, but this is how a profit and loss works. This is how a balance sheet works. This is how your cash flow works. This is what you need to do from a strategy. All those bits and pieces, that was invaluable. That I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the beginning of me actually going, okay, no, I'm a business person now. I'm not just a techie geek solving problems. And we were already at a team of 5 or 6 by that point. So we were growing reasonably well, but by accident as much as anything else.
Yeah. Um, so what would you say would be the advice you would give to other business owners, or maybe people who are just thinking about going out on their own? When you look back at your journey and the challenges and the learnings and the help and the mentors and the coaches, what would be the advice you'd give?
Get as much help from others as you can, but do it your own way. So don't rely on other people to give you the answers. You need to find the answers, but get as much information as you can from as many people as you can, because that just gives you a wider viewpoint, gives you vision of things that you don't necessarily see on your own. Particularly if you're I mean, like me, I'm an engineer, I'm a techie, so I know all about that bit, but I know nothing about a business. If you're in that position, get as much information as you can. One of the things I've debated several times is whether, because it's just me, I started on my own, it's me that's done it. Would it have been easier with somebody else? And one half of me says yes, it would be. The other half, I've seen several businesses where the owners have fallen out with each other. So it's I guess it goes
Yeah.
two ways.
Yeah, I'm definitely not looking for a business partner.
Yeah, I'm
Too
not sure
many.
I could cope.
Yeah, I've heard too many horror stories about that. But then on the other hand, if you find the right fit and it's just having a right team around you, whether they're business partners, team members, mentors. Um, so what's the next big thing for you in your business, Mark? What do the next 1 to 3 years look like for you in terms of growth and opportunity and challenges? What's the future look like?
It's growth for me as much as anything else. I need to be the leader and lead properly. I need to let the team go, and we're almost at the stage where actually the Aberdeen team can run itself. It doesn't need me anymore. And as soon as we get to that point, we're looking to expand. What we've got a good model. We know what it looks like. We can expand that out elsewhere. And some of the tools, obviously AI is coming along. There's lots of bits and pieces from a IT perspective that's changing all the time. But people still need people. We're all about helping people. And it doesn't matter how much techie stuff you put in the way, you just want to pick up the phone and go, can you help me? And it's, yeah, we can help you with that and crack on. And taking that model, well, I mean, all IT companies do that, but taking that model elsewhere, we've got the potential to grow right through the UK, which I'm looking forward to having a go at.
Wow. Okay. So geographic expansion.
Yes.
Do you think that'll be kind of gradual heading south from Aberdeen, or do you just plan on sprouting
It's
new
gradual heading
offices
south
and
from Aberdeen is the plan, but it depends on how it goes. Once we get I guess we get one, the current plan is to get another one set up replicating what we have here. Once we've done that, it's then we've got the confidence that we know it works and we can do it, and then
yeah.
it's elsewhere. Whether we go down a franchise route, I don't know yet. I'm tempted to just let it grow, but in all cases, it needs to remain a small team. So it's not one big company. It's going to be small teams in each location so that we keep the people relationship going between our team and our customers.
Yeah. I was thinking franchise model as you were describing what you're thinking about. And I guess if you can replicate it once, then you've got a repeatable model,
Yep.
right?
Yep. That's the plan.
That's the plan. I love it. Well, we're going to keep a close eye on you and see how it goes.
Yep. That's good.
But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure, Mark, speaking with you today. So thanks very much for sharing your story. Any shout outs you need to give to anybody that's kind of helped you along the way?
I mean, the various people I mentioned, Kevin Shand was the business mentor that I mentioned. Dave Wynn, he's coach. I mentioned my missus already, but a couple of people, business people. So Keith Evans from Clearwell Subsea, he was the first person that went, why don't you set a business doing this? And that's planted the seed. But there's various other people that I've met along the way that's inspiring.
Excellent. Well, Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you and finding out about your business. And thanks once again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks to all our listeners, as always, for tuning in. And just keep an eye out on the YouTube channel and LinkedIn for more Founders Chair interviews coming up soon. But once again, thanks again to Mark Lehure from Simblox. And we'll see you all again soon. Thanks, Mark.